everyone. If you are catching me replay, welcome. Next I'm going to be on is either going to be a Thursday night or Sunday night. So I'm not 100% sure on that. I will let you guys know in the community section. So if you click on that little tab on my channel, that's how I send out messages to you guys and put up polls and videos and notifications and all sorts of good stuff. But yeah, Thursday, possibly Sunday, because August is 2 live nights a week. Probably not going to do this again, but wanted to let you guys know so that you can catch me live when I'm going to be on more. September, we are going to jump back to normal 1 lives a week. So I can't believe August is already more than halfway over. So crazy to me. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. My channel is here for basic psychic development. I'm here to teach you guys all about your psychic ability. I also go live at least once a week to basically give out readings and talk to you guys and answer questions. And I try to make sure that each time I upload a video, like on Fridays, that I'm in the chat room so I can answer your guys' questions that you might have. So if you subscribe and hit those notification bells, you'll get notified as soon as I'm in. Hey guys, I forgot to set my alarm for our members. Let me just do that really quick. All right. And the video for this week is actually going to be all about auras. So I'm really excited to put that one up. So this Friday, stay tuned for our aura video. Hey everyone. Just doing my spiel for our replay viewers. Hang tight. But yeah, guys, also, if you are not aware of my memberships, check those out. I didn't even check if I'm on my right Wi-Fi. Yes, I am. Okay, good. But yeah, memberships, because in 2 weeks we have our members only live, and in our members only live, we actually do some psychic development practice. So very fun if you're in there. And then if you are a member only video membership tier, I didn't make them easy to say, then you will get extra videos made by me. So you should see, if you sign up for those, you should see all of the stuff and announcements for those in my community page. Hey guys, got all sorts of people in here tonight. Hi Sharon, hi Erica, hi Rose, hi Cheryl. So tonight's theme, and if any of you are new here, tonight's theme is all about connecting deeper with your guides. I'm going to sort of give a little story that I had tonight, but I also am doing, normally I do a group reading at the beginning, so even if you missed me replay, it'll be very easy to kind of skim through it and find the reading that's for everybody. But I've decided, because it's been working out so well, to sort of do mini pick-a-card readings. And so we're going to do those here in a second for kind of the message for everybody. But yeah. Before I do that, though, quick announcements. I'm looking at my notes here. So this Saturday, if you are in Colorado, I am going to be reading at an event. This weekend, I'm only going to be I'm only going to be doing animal communication readings, but if somebody asks me for another type of reading, I'm not just going to be like, no. But if you want a discounted reading and you want to see me in person, this Saturday, I'm going to be at Three Dog Bakery, and because most of you probably are not in Colorado, I'll just kind of breeze through this, but if you do want more information, visit my Instagram or my Facebook or even my website. I have all the information up of where that's at and what time and all of that good stuff. And then also, you guys, if any of you guys enjoy my readings tonight, feel free to give me a review on Google. I'm trying to get that updated and have some reviews there, because all my reviews are on Facebook. But that link is down below. So let's jump into the message for everybody. All right. Okay, so message for everybody. While I'm talking, you guys can sort of feel out my cards. I have 3 piles in front of me. So you want pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. So figure out which one is for you really quick while I pull up my notes. So it's been crazy, and the reason behind this kind of the theme tonight, and I have different themes, different questions that I ask, is that I've been really getting in touch with one of my guides, and it came about because I said, hey, I want to have a stronger, deeper connection with one of my guides, or just any of my guides, because I felt like I just didn't know them very well, and I wanted to get to know them. And so bear with me while I tell this story, but then I'll pull these cards. So I've had this guide since like the beginning of when I started using my psychic ability. And in one of my past live streams, I showed you guys the picture of her that I drew, and it's a deer. It's a female deer, but she has antlers. And I remember way back when I was learning how to do this, I was connecting with her in a lot of my shamanic journeys and a lot of my meditations, and she came through. And I remember being like, well, aren't male deers, don't those have antlers? And she was like, no, I'm female and I have antlers. Like, she was very specific about that. And I was like, all right, whatever. I guess they can look like however they want to look like. And basically, recently, ever since I set that intention, I've had all sorts of crazy things happen with this guide. Let me see. I took notes, and of course I can't read them because I was in bed as I was taking them. Damn, what the F does that say? Oh, and so over the years, I have had many meditations and stuff where I've had a different guide, and it would be like a female, and she'd be in the forest, and then I'd have this deer, and then I'd have other people tell me I had this big woman goddess around me, and everyone would pick up on it, and all of these things were different. And I always assumed they were different guides, but now I basically made the realization that it's all this one guide. And I know I've told this story. I think I told this last week for those of you who are in, but let's see. Oh my gosh. I thought I'd be able to read these notes. They're just like scratches. Oh, and then, so like, what am I trying to say? So what I'm trying to say here is that I set the intention to meet with my guides. I didn't exactly know, not even meet with them, just have a deeper connection. I didn't know how this was going to manifest. And I started getting all these signs to kind of get into like witchy, fun things. And so I've been kind of like looking at witchcraft and all of that, and just kind of like putting my toe in it and learning about it. And then when I was doing that, I found this like felt doll through a woman who sold these cute like little witch felt dolls, I guess. And I really liked her work, and so I went onto her Etsy, and it was like the only one that was available, and it was this woman with antlers. And I was like, that's interesting. That's probably the only one I would get. Clicked on it, and the description had Ellen of the Ways. And if you guys have watched my Instagram stories, I kind of gave you a precursor to what's going to happen tonight. I meant to grab my thing, but Ellen of the Ways, and I was like, that's interesting. I feel like I should pursue this. This kind of feels like an interesting little tidbit that my guides are giving me. So I Googled Ellen of the Ways, and then I'm finding all sorts of pictures of this woman in the forest, and she's got antlers, and then sometimes she appears as a deer, and I'm having all these aha moments and realizing that all of these guides that I thought were separate were actually one. And when I looked up her, kind of like what people described her as, it was like, oh, she was the, she helps with paths, like guiding you through things. And I realized that every time I'd met with any of these guides that I thought were different, but were the same person, I realized that they were always leading me to like the next step in life, whether it was like with myself or, you know, something external going on. I'll try to wrap this up. But I think this story is important because our guides leave lots of little tidbits for us to pick up on. And I always describe it like, if you guys have watched E.T., and you know, like the Reese's Pieces that Elliot leaves out for E.T., it's like our guides are doing that, but sometimes we get distracted and we don't follow the trail of like inspiration. And so I'm trying to stay open, not really, you know, and I'm asking my guides for tons of help with tons of different things, but I'm just trying to stay open to everything. Again, not really putting all of this together. Let's see. And then I, made my psychic sanctuary videos for you guys, and I was like, oh, I should actually kind of freshen up my psychic sanctuary, and met her, and she was like guiding me towards England and Ireland and Scotland, and she wanted me to set up my sanctuary there. And then it's like all these synchronicities started happening, of finding out that she originated from Celtic lands. And then what else happened? And then one of the nights that I showed you guys, I was like, oh, I've been asking my guides for a new tattoo and I want something. And I showed you guys my little Celtic symbol from what I got in Ireland. It has like the 3 spirals. And then I'm Googling photos of Ellen of the Ways, and I'm like just finding all of these synchronicities and symbols crop up. I find Ellen of the Ways with those symbols, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's supposed to be my next tattoo. Like, all these little light bulb moments are happening. And really the point here is to follow all of these like breadcrumbs that our guides leave out for us, because if you don't pay attention to them, you don't end up getting the answers that you want when you ask questions. And then what was the craziest, because I just have to tell you guys all of the stuff that happened with her. And this has like been the last week and a half. And in one of my meditations at night, she's been like, I'm going to guide you to your next house. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. And she like walks me out of my room and takes me west. And west of me is the mountains in Colorado, the Colorado Rockies. And she's like trying to walk me through the mountains to my next house. And every time I've like fallen asleep. Like a day or two later, my father-in-law gets a call from somebody who's trying to sell a house in the mountains. And it's west of us. And he said he thinks it's meant for us because it came to him in a really weird way. It was like somebody told somebody, and all these people turned down this property, and it's insanely cheap. And it's like exactly what I've been manifesting. Not saying it's going to happen yet, but fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed for me. But it was like, all the things that I wanted in a house. Just literally manifested randomly, and trying to go see the house. We'll see how it works out. But I think that's like sort of it with her. But yeah, I hope my story had relevance. But my point here is that when you ask your guides for deeper connections today with these 3 piles, you really have to go forward paying attention to all the breadcrumbs. It's not just going to hit you in the face like tomorrow all at once with everything. You just have little pieces and bits that you might get, and then you start to piece them together, and it's a lot easier to see looking backwards, if that makes sense. Thank you guys. I don't know if it's going to turn out, but maybe it's just a sign for me to trust my guides, or that I am manifesting in the right way. So yeah, there are so many new people here. So really quick, you guys, at the beginning, we do kind of a reading for everybody, and it's a pick a card reading. You can't really see it, but I have it in front of me. So if you already haven't picked, I have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. And the question here tonight, before we get into individual readings, are how can you have that deeper connection with your guide? Not just like surface level, like, oh, my guide is a horse, you know what I mean? And you don't really know much more about them than that. And, one thing that I didn't say with this guide is that, like, I'm like, why didn't you tell me you were the same person? And she was like, I really needed you to trust me and trust my energy before you got distracted. Because she was like, if I would have told you I was this guide that so many people connect to, you would have just gone and looked at all the books and not formed your own connection with me. So I never had a name for this guide for the longest time. She actually didn't talk to me first. When she was a deer first, she never like said anything. She just like guided me and like answered through like wherever she took me. But all right, let's get into this. Pile number 1. How can you connect with your guides in a deeper way? So I'm getting 2 messages here because I pulled the rock bottom card. And this to me says that you connect with your guides deeply when you're at rock bottom, like when you're in those what are they called? Dark night of the soul moments. The moments where like life just sucks and you're reaching out to the universe for help. And, insert your religion here if you believe in God, if you believe in angels. This is you connecting with them in those darkest of moments. And I think that the rest of the times when you don't connect, because I pulled the celebration card, it's like this is what you could be doing differently. And I'm hearing it's like when things are going great in life, remember that you co-created that. Remember that your guides are here helping you. It's like anytime you manifest something good, it's remembering that you have a spiritual team behind you, backing you up, like being your cheerleader. And right now there's just a disconnect for you of you only go to them when you need help. When life is good, you don't talk to them as much. So if you want a deeper connection, start by just checking in with them. And, one of the things that I love to do when I'm feeling good is I pull some tarot cards and I ask, how can I keep this going? Or how did I manifest this when it's something good? So like pretend you just get like this huge check in the mail and it's like total surprise. I always make sure to stop and be like, how did I manifest this? So I can kind of like make a mental note to myself of like, oh, this is what I should do next time. Brighten it up in here. It's too much. Maybe better. Hi, Mama Odie. Hey, Cheyenne. I was just listening to the song Celebration. How perfect. Is my timer still going? Yes. Okay. So, pile number 2. Interesting. I got the Ghostlands card for you guys. And I'm feeling like there's just no connection at all for pile number 2. And this could be wrong. If you feel like you do have a good connection with them, this might be for the rest of the people that I'm reading. But I think for group 2, you guys are just having a lot harder time with just understanding who your guides are and even connecting with them in the first place. So for you guys, it's all about just establishing, like having an introduction. So I feel like they're telling me to do a meditation, set up a meditation. And I do have one video that I made a while ago called like how to do a self-guided meditation. And I basically just like walk you through all the steps. So that way you don't have to like find the perfect meditation online. All you really need is music. And then in your mind, okay, this is how I kind of go in and this is how I come out. And I feel like the intention should be like, I want to meet my main guides. Like who's my main support team? And I feel like that's where you guys need to start, is just like introducing yourselves. And I pulled the travel card, which to me is interesting because I don't feel like this is saying like you have to travel to be able to connect with your guides better. But I do feel like what this is like I'm seeing the imbalance. I'm seeing like daily home life versus like if you were traveling or doing something different or out of the norm. Oh, successfully connected. Okay, internet, don't do that again. You're making me nervous. Am I still here? I'm still here. I just lost you guys. Okay. But for you guys, it's like that difference between day-to-day life and then like when you do something completely different. Like when we think about travel, usually we are doing something completely outside of our rut. We're like so happy, so in alignment because we're not doing all the things like we hate. And so to me, it's more about getting into this zone. You might not literally be traveling, but it's in that mindset. And doing that is going to help you connect with your guides a lot deeper. I feel like for you guys, it's just like actively having the mindset to do it. I know I got disconnected, but it like reconnected me. I've never had that happen. Normally it like shuts the whole entire live stream down. That's funny, Yurka. Okay, and then pile number 3, movement. Okay. So pile number 3, how can you guys connect better, deeper with your guides? Because this is just like going beyond like basic level of like, oh, again, my guide is a horse. And that's like all the further you take it. This is like really connecting and establishing a relationship with them, like feeling like it's another person who's really looking out for you. And I feel like with all of you guys, that intention alone can help you connect. Be like, I really want to have a deeper connection with you. I want to have something spiritual, something divine. And so pile number 3, the fact that I got movement in chakras, I think the message here is that there's a chakra imbalance, and anything you can do to move the energy around a little bit is going to help you. And so I think why this is so general is because a lot of you guys have a lot of issues going on. I'm hearing that for some of you, it's that you just like don't, your third eye, your crown chakra, your ability to like actually psychically connect with your guides is blocking you from connecting to them. I feel like some of you guys might just have other things going on, like other stressors. Like I feel like those lower chakras are more like earthly matters. And so some of you guys might just be so stuck in survival mode or just stuck in, what am I trying to say? Stuck in like your day to day to the point where you just can't think about connecting with your guides. And the fact that I pulled the movement card, this is all about just like getting those chakras unstuck. And when I say chakras, everyone always gets worried and they're like, oh my gosh, how do I undo that? Like, don't get stressed out about it so much. Think about it as just like your energy and where's your thoughts? Where is all of that time and energy going? And, you know, are you having a good balance of both your spiritual and physical side of yourself? And just knowing that sometimes those things can get in the way of connecting with your guides. So yeah, I feel like for you guys, it's like a little bit more problem solving first to be able to connect with them. All right, cool. So I know that was just kind of glancing the surface, but if any of you guys get further readings tonight, you might be able to go deeper with that. Alrighty, so that was kind of our message for everyone, and that was me. I'm going to thank my guide, Ellen, or she likes me to call her Aline, for that. I'm feeling very connected with her, and she like literally told me to introduce herself to you guys, which I thought was very interesting because she's always been so private, but it's like a continuous relationship that we're having and it's evolving, and that's how your relationships can be with your guides. Not all guides. Some guides just come in, they hang out, they help you get something done, and then they kind of move on. All right, but let's get into individual readings. So a few things about the individual readings. So we will do free readings if there are no donations. If somebody donates, I will get to them kind of first, and I'll go through that list. I talked about this last week, but just to reestablish some rules, I've kind of been slack on the rules lately. But just a reminder not to read anybody else in the chat. It's not because I don't want you guys to practice. It's more because, you know, if Sharon wants a reading from me, she's opening up her energy to me. She's not opening her energy up to Samantha, who's in the chat and also wants a reading. Like, she didn't give that permission. The permission is only for me to read here. So we just want to respect everybody else's energy, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to say I need to be the only reader because it's all about me. It's more about respecting each other, if that makes sense. And then really quick, if anybody guesses a reading and they've already donated, they can still get a reading. But if you have guessed and already guessed another free reading, then you'll have to pass it along to somebody else. So that's kind of how my live nights work. So let's get into it. Thank you guys for hanging tight with me. Alrighty. Cool. Thank you, Michael. Michael's starting us off. Oh, and I forgot to say too, for tonight specifically, getting some more practice with my Astro Dice. So if you donate more than $5, I will do an Astro Dice what is it called? Roll for you guys as well. Woohoo! All right. What do my guys want me to know about my Kundalini experience this past weekend? Ooh. Was it pretty powerful, Michael? Like, did you feel like it really resonated? Because I feel like what they're coming through and saying is like, that was just the beginning. And I don't want you to have like an expectation of, oh my gosh, it's going to get like amazing, 100% like connectedness, like you're just glowing and floating in the air. But I feel like the message that's coming through, Michael, is you've released so many blocks, and that's why it was so awesome. It was like lightning. Like I can feel it, and they're trying to like explain to you why that was the case, and it's like they want you to know it's because you've released so much, like you've gotten so much out of the way, and that's why it just worked out so well. Yeah, and you've been in a little bit of a deep freeze, Michael, which this card is kind of like, I feel like it's spiritual hibernation for you. And now it's like you're waking back up, things are thawing. You're listening to your guides, you're listening to yourself. Because I pulled this card, the listening card. Yeah. Meditate and contemplate. I think they want you to do it more. No, they're saying you can do it. I mean, remember to do the little stuff in between. I think that's the message, is like, you know, the reason why that was so awesome was because you've done all the work to get up to that point. And so they really want you to like pat yourself on the back, but also like understand that not every moment is going to be just like, brah, you know what I mean? But it's because of all those little moments in between, I guess. Yeah. That's awesome, Michael. So many of you guys talk about the Kundalini stuff, and I just like, I have never looked at it before. It's all about that bass, What did I say? I used to love that song. I used to sing that all the time. My husband hated it. Bye, Johnny. Thanks for jumping in. All right, let's do a free reading before it gets crazy. I'm just assuming it is. It might not. I am thinking of a vegetable. If you can think of the vegetable that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. Oh, Karina. I'll get to Karina first, and then whoever guesses, I'll do you next. So, Karina. Or wait, I need to pay attention, but then I'll get to you, Karina. Thank you. Well, Jap and Pam get together again. So yeah, vegetable. Who can think of the vegetable? I'm thinking of this vegetable because I bought it for my son and he's yet to try it. And I need to figure out how to cook it and feed it to him. But I know he's going to hate it. Nobody's gotten it yet. You guys need to eat more vegetables. Just kidding. This is a lot of good vegetables. Nobody's gotten it. Somebody got close. It's green. Giving you hints. I hope I didn't miss it. I don't think I have. I've been staring at it. What other hints can I give you guys? Zucchini! Michael, you got it! Oh, thriving goddess, you're so close. So I'm glad I said that. So even though Michael donated, he does get to, if he wins a guessing game, he gets one. If he wins again, he has to pass it along. But So, Michael, let me know what other question you have. I'm going to just jump up here to Karina. Will Jap. Why do I feel like that's misspelled? Jap and Pam get together again. I am just going to pull cards. So, yeah, Michael's allowed to keep this one because he donated. If you donate, I let you get another one. I think so, Karina. Just because, like, I pulled a win-win outcome is in forecast, and this is talking about full moon in Libra. And Libra is, like, balance scales. Like, I figure that, like, it feels like they might work things out. I feel like this is more the female that's pushing it. And then I feel like the male side is surrender to the divine. And I feel like this is them just sort of giving in a little bit and being like, all right, we'll give it another try. I feel like their energy is not like with it. Let me see what else I can pull on it. I think they're learning. They're learning how to be together. And I mean, they're learning from the mistakes that they've made in the past, which might be like part of your fear, which is why like your guides are addressing that. But I think the other thing too with them is they're so, this wide open card, I feel like this is their energy like towards each other, towards relationships. It's like they want it so bad and they're so open to it that it's kind of like inviting it back in, if that makes sense. Yes. I'm curious who these people are. I feel like, is this like a K-pop question? Why do I feel like this is a K-pop question? Maybe I'm crazy. Which, by the way, you guys, I'm on TikTok. And if someone would have just told me all I had to do to go viral is just upload my son dancing, I would have done it. Well, I couldn't do it ages ago because he wasn't born. But my videos have gone viral so many times. If you want to see my baby boy, jump on TikTok. He's just like, he's so funny. So many people love him over there. And then I get all these people who are like K-pop fans coming onto my channel and asking me about K-pop people. And it's like, I'm sorry, I only know about BTS. No, okay. TikTok is one of those that like I downloaded it and I undownloaded it so many times and then I got sucked into it. Okay, Michael. So Michael got the free reading question. What else does his guys want? Michael, I want to pull these cards. Michael, whatever you've been manifesting is like on its way. It might still take some time, but that's my alarm. All right, dismiss. So that was my membership timer. So if you are a member, even at the lowest level, 99-cent level, I'm going to start setting timers in the chat, and whoever comments closest to the timer will get a free reading tonight. So another perk of being a member. And I can't choose Michael again. Michael was the most recent. So members, throw up an emoji. Let's see. But Michael, I was saying, what was I saying? Look at you guys. I give mine to Yurika. Yurika, hi. Yes. Michael, you're getting it all tonight. You've got some crazy energy, which I think is exactly where I was going with it. Michael, it's like you're so open, like your crown chakra is so open. Protection, huge for you right now, Michael. Make sure you're going through all of the protecting yourself energetically because you're so open and you're so connected. And it's like with the Kundalini stuff, with all the other stuff that's been happening, you have been just like on point with your intuition, and you are just in manifest zone right now. And it's like something, I feel like as a house, maybe it's not, like something in your living situation is definitely going to change in like a month or two. But it's like I'm seeing your guides are like, the things that he's been wanting, they're coming. Like, let him know. We're just like trying to get all the pieces together. So I also pulled the chakra card for you, Michael, and I think that's because you're so in alignment. You're so in alignment right now. And I pulled this angel card. I'm trying to see if this is your guide. I'm getting mixed messages. It's like a guide, but maybe also a loved one in spirit. Somebody is definitely looking out for you on the other side and definitely trying to help you with this. And I think they're trying to introduce themselves so that they can help you like manifest more. Anything else for Michael? It's like, keep up the good work, like good job. But like Michael, again, it's like when things like fall out of alignment, don't beat yourself up. That is part of being human. Just like really stop and take stock of like, how did I get here? What am I doing right? Take those mental notes, even write them down if you need to. So then, you know, when you're out of alignment again, and I don't even like to use that word because people get so worried about being in alignment that they get themselves all worked up about it. But yeah, I think it's, the message here is like, know that it's going to be up and down, and that's okay. Like, don't read into it too much. Okay. I enjoyed TikTok. Me too. I can watch it like way too long at night. So I've had to start charging my phone across the room while I go to bed, or else I will just all night. Oh, it's awful. Sir Jester. Yeah, you got your name way off. So yeah, Yurika, let me know what question you have. So again, guys, if you are a member, so that's anybody in here that has these like green names and they've got the badges next to them, they also have fun emojis that only they get. Even if you are at the lowest level, which there's nothing wrong with that, but basically an added perk that I'm giving those, that tier and any tier above, is that during our live nights, every single live night, I will make sure that one of my members gets a free reading, and it's based off of my alarm. Last time I tried to like write down the time, and then I like forgot, and I was like, oh, I'll just use some alarms. So when you hear the alarm go off, whoever comments, that's who's getting the next reading. So while we wait for Yurika, I'll do another free reading. So let's do... I've done that one too much. I'm thinking of a color. If you can think of the color that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. Also, guys, just know, too, that you can book a reading with me anytime through my website. If you are local to me, even if you're not local, you can book an event. It could be a virtual event that I do with like a group. So know that you can do that on my website at any time. You do get special emojis, Mama Odie. Check them out. You know what? Somebody already got it because it was blue. It was blue right away. Oh, should I give it to Sir Jester because he misspelled it? I think that counts. Sir Jester, you got it like immediately. It was blue. Lori, you were so close. So, Sir Jester, I'll get to you after Yurika. As a medical intuitive, what do I need to know about my health? I've been working on my physical health lately. They're showing me like understanding disconnect, like when your body and your mind are not on the same page. You're not like, you don't have that right now, but that's like important for you to understand. Okay, I see what it means. So again, Yurka, I don't feel like you're actually doing this, but I feel like if you're helping other people, it's important. And I'm just like feeling with this card, it's like self-sabotage. And I think a lot of people, they self-sabotage in their mind, and then they don't understand that it correlates to like physical things and vice versa. It's like when you sabotage yourself physically, you like hurt yourself mentally. And it's just like this cycle. It seems really obvious, but like for whatever reason you might get people, or it might be you, and these people are just like, no, just give me like the answer, give me the thing that I'm supposed to do. And it's like, no, these all affect each other. And a lot of people, when I do medical readings like that, it's like, no, give me the pill, give me the medicine, give me this. What am I supposed to look for? And it's like they don't want to do the hard work of like the shadow work. So maybe Yurka, for you, it's like feeling like they're showing me like you giving advice to people. So that to me is like you having the reading tools in your back pocket of being able to say stuff like, this is why this happens. This is how you can get over it. And I feel like it's a personal connection. When you understand it yourself, you'll be able to better give advice about it. Not always necessarily, like, I'm not saying you have to have like a super crazy medical experience to be able to like give people advice, but it's being able to give more advice than I just gave is what it feels like. Because I'm like, oh, these two things are connected, and it's being able to help people with that next step. How do we unconnect this? How do we work on the mental attitude, the mind, the spiritual side of things? How do we work on the physical side of things and really see that like interconnection? Mama Odie found him. Yeah, I have a bunch of crystal balls and ghosts that are little cute faces. All right. So really quick, Karina, I'm going to get to Sir Jester because he guessed the free reading. Oh, shoot, Yurka, did I read? Well, I just read that totally wrong then, Yurka. Maybe. That's what I thought she was asking. I think, though, Yurka, the message is definitely still the same there, because even when I ask questions, like the most important thing always comes through. And so maybe instead of applying it to other people, applying that same information to yourself. And I mean, I think that it would still help, because the message was like understanding it more yourself will help other people. You don't actually have to help other people. But all right, so Sir Jester, I am feeling really called to talk to you about the moon. Do you like work with the moon phases at all? Because Sir Jester, what's coming through for me is that, like, if you're trying to manifest anything, your guides are trying to push you into doing more ritualistic things. So sometimes, we put out intentions and we're like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to manifest that. And it's just like, sometimes it doesn't stick. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it's actually working. And so, Jester, I feel like they're trying to draw you into doing something. It's almost like the structure of it. It's like you'll believe it more. You'll put more intention in behind it. And then because you're doing that, it's like that belief will help you manifest more. And the cards I pulled are totally a different message, but I feel like you're trying to work towards, better relationships in your life, and you've been struggling is what this card says. So this is talking about a new friendship cycle begins, but it's in reverse. So I'm like feeling like stuck energy. And the advice here is to not let pride get in your way. So I feel like, Jester, making sure that you're thinking about everyone, and I'm hearing like vulnerability, just being more vulnerable open, honest with people in your life, because then you won't have people doing the things that they've been doing to you, and it'll have better relationships in your life. And I think because of that, this is why I pulled the win-win outcome is in forecast. Like, you're going in the right direction. Like, you're going to manifest those relationships. It's just keep note of like being too prideful. Like, what's funny too is that that's the Leo sign, which is that's the season we're in right now. So I feel like a lot of the lessons you're going through now are probably in relation to that. But yeah. You're welcome, Michael. Thanks for showing up and being a member. All right, Corinna again. Is Jesse going to call you tonight or see you? I feel like he's a little distracted by stuff in his life, and I don't want to like read into his energy too much. I'm just kind of asking my guides like what I'm allowed to like read, and it feels like stuff's going on in his life that might alter if he calls you or not. And so the bigger message here, Corinna, is to like not read into it too much of like, oh my gosh, he hates me, or he doesn't like me. It's like he's got his own other things that he's worried about. And I feel like it's totally dependent because reading the future, basically I'm reading the situation right now. And this is such a perfect example because it's happening so soon. But it's like he could be really stressed out about work, let's say. And in the next hour, he might finish his work and then he might have time to call you. But what happens in the next hour if his boss calls and gives him even more work and then he can't call you? So that's like a perfect example of how the future can change and why you have to remember with psychics, if they're reading the future, they're reading the future right now. But 10 minutes from now, it can change. But I think the reason why your guides are hitting that home so much is because they're so worried you're reading into every little detail of like what he's trying to do. And I'm feeling like just releasing control, Corinna, because if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. And I feel like you are not getting the answers that you want right now because you are trying to control so hard. You're trying to control the situation and be like, oh, maybe I can just like mind zap him into liking me or something like that. And then you're just like analyzing it up in your head and you're just like, it's like manic manifesting is totally the energy that I'm picking up on. And so releasing it to the universe, setting the intention, this is what I want. If it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. But even if it's not Jesse, it'll be somebody else because I still have the intention of, I want a relationship or something. It's not necessarily Jesse, but it's a relationship with somebody. Don't make it that vague, because when you make it that vague, you're going to invite in some somebodies that you don't want a relationship with, but hopefully you get my meaning. Hey, everybody. Sorry if you're just now jumping in here. So I'm doing donations kind of as they come. And once I'm all caught up on donations, we do free readings for everybody. We play guessing games. And again, if you donate more than $5 tonight, I do have my Astro Dice in front of me. And I will add that onto your reading. And again, some of you that are just now joining and asking questions about guides, I did do a pick a card reading for everybody at the beginning, so you could jump back and watch that now, or you can watch it when the live stream is over. All right, so let's do another guessing game. I am thinking of an animal. If you can guess the animal that I'm thinking, then you get the reading. And again, if you want to reach out to me, you can book a reading on my website at any time. I also do 15-minute readings. That's like my cheapest option. And whoever is going to guess this is your guide. I knew it. House. Nobody's gotten it yet. I'm thinking of an animal. If you can think of zucchini, if you think of the animal that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. This is kind of how we do the free individual readings. I set the intention that whoever needs it the most will guess it, and that also you guys get to practice your psychic ability. Nobody's gotten it yet. It is a mammal. It walks on 4 legs. There's so many guesses. I guess animals are pretty large. Lives in the woods, I think. Whoever's guide this is, you guys have not connected. Okay, it's orange sometimes. Fox, Jeanette, you got it. Fox, yay, Jeanette. So Jeanette, let me know your question. I know you put one up there. You might have to retype it in. But Jeanette, this fox guide is definitely one of your guides, and I think you guys don't even know that the other exists. Read my question. What is your question? Okay, can you read my guide's message about my spiritual growth? Okay. I've been through a lot of obstacles, and I want to tell them that I'm incredibly grateful for them. El Chupacabra. Well, that is so funny. There's no reason why somebody could not have a Chupacabra as their guide. I think if I saw that, I'd be like, what the hell? You guys are so funny. Okay. So wait, what was your question? Sorry, I have to scroll all the way up. Guide's message about my spiritual growth. Let's do. And again, you guys can donate through Super Chat. Also Venmo. If you do Venmo, let me know. I have my phone turned off, so I'm not bothered. All right. It's hard to sum up your whole spiritual journey in a couple minutes, but what I'm sort of getting is that in the past, I literally pulled the intuition card in reverse. It's you were totally not connected, but now I'm definitely getting you are getting there, you're wanting to connect more, and the issue of where you're at now is that you're doing this balancing act, and maybe not the best, and I'm feeling it's a balance between the spiritual side of yourself and the day-to-day side of yourself. I feel like, Jeanette, when this is over, definitely read the group reading at the top. Balancing act. Yeah, because I just feel right now it's out of balance. You want to connect with your intuition, but it's just not there, not quite working, and you're living a lot in the here and now, and when you could be receiving messages from guides, you're not getting it. And so in the future, literally your compass, your intention should be clarity. You probably can't see that little word right here, but point your compass towards clarity. That's what I want. I want clear intuition. I want clear guidance from my guides. And I literally went through this whole story at the beginning of how I set the intention. I want a deeper connection with my guides. And I sort of talked about how I found one of my strongest guides, whose name is Aline of the Ways. And I feel that all is very, very relevant to what's going on with you, Jeanette. But moving forward, just hold the intention. I want clarity with my guides. I want clear communication. Show me how I can have clear communication with you. I feel like you were in a lot worse spot with your intuition, and worse not meaning like don't read into that too much. It's more just like the ability wasn't strengthened. And so now your goals should be around balancing, like having more intuitive connection in your life versus always just trusting yourself or trusting outside opinions. Not that trusting yourself is bad, but it's like that overthinking analytical mind. It's like we want to balance the analytic versus the intuitive side of ourselves. Yeah. Thank you, Jeanette. Alrighty. Tasmanian devil. That's awesome. All right. Thank you, Thriving Goddess. Let's go ahead and answer your question. What do my spirit guides want me to know? Let me take a drink of water, shake off the last person's energy. And while we're on the subject of intuition, I also have coaching sessions. You guys, even if you haven't taken my courses, like you can set up a coaching session with me, especially if you're really like struggling through something intuitively. I sort of do part readings and then part like just like coaching using my coaching experience, I guess. I have too many decks here. Sorry. Thriving Goddess. What is this about? I don't know what this is about, but the energy that I'm getting is that you're just like playing it safe, Thriving Goddess. Like I have this card right here, and this woman is kind of like nestled in this vulture's wings, and she's got like coins with her. I don't feel like it's a bad thing. It's just like you're safe. You're not venturing outwards. You're comfortable. Sorry, this noise is my chair. I swear, it's a really crappy chair.